Okay, we are live now. Right, let's start the opening prayers. So everyone sit straight. Close your eyes. Drop your shoulders. Open your chest. Keep your spine straight. Take a deep breath, and we're going to chant Om as we breathe out, and we're going to repeat that 3 times. Breathe in. Om. 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 Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Okay, so we are starting chapter 14, Lakshmana's request. So as of yesterday, just give me a minute, I'm going to close the window. So Lakshmana, who was waiting for Rama at the doorway, heard the decision of Rama to take Sita with him. He was unable to bear the grief which threatened to engulf him. His eyes were red with tears, and he entered the chambers of Rama. He fell at Rama's feet like a tree which had been felled by a storm. With his 2 hands, he clasped Rama's feet. He looked up at Sita and said, "Evidently, it has been decided that my lord is leaving for the forest. I'm leaving for the forest too, but bow in hand, I will precede you both, and I will lead the way. I will be with you in the forest filled with wild animals, birds, and deer too. I've known no God other than you, my beloved brother. Ever since I was a child, I've been with you, and to ask me to stay behind when you are in the forest will be cruel. Without you, I do not desire a place in the heavens nor the envied gift of deathlessness. I'll refuse it even if I'm asked to rule the 3 worlds. Take me with you, my lord." Rama said nothing in reply, and Lakshmana said, "I've been granted permission already to be with you. Why do you stand silent when I ask you now? You were asking your queen just now to be very careful in her behavior with Bharata, and you added that Bharata and Shatrughna were dear to you, and that you would be treated well by them. That she should try not to displease them in any manner. When you said that, you did not include my name, and that means that you have decided to take me with you. Have I unwittingly displeased you in any way? Have I offended you? Please let me know what my fate is. It depends on your words." Lakshmana stood with his eyes, beseeching Rama to allow him to accompany him. Rama said, "Lakshmana, you're very dear to me. You have ever been righteous like me. You are an evolved soul. You are my alter ego, and there is no difference between me and you. Lakshmana, if you should come with me to the forest, who will take care of my mother and yours? Kaushalya and Sumitra will be suffering intensely the separation when I go. And if you should add to their pain, what will they do? Our father, the king, who has been like Parjanya in raining favors on all who have been depending on him, who has lived gloriously like Indra till now, has all of a sudden become involved in the ties of lust, and Kaikeyi reigns supreme in his mind. This daughter of Ashwapati will not treat our mothers well. Bharata will have to obey his mother in every act of his, and so he will not pay attention to the comforts of your mother and mine. It is up to you, Lakshmana, to take care of my old mother with or even without the approval of the king. You must remain here and let me go in peace. You must prove your devotion to me by doing what I ask you to do. Serving one's parents is the greatest dharma, and you should observe it. With both of us away, our mothers will be slighted by everyone, and that is not right. You should stay behind and take care of them both." Lakshmana heard the words of Rama, and well versed as he was in the art of saying the right thing at the right time, he said, "I have no doubt, my lord, that Bharata, who is like you in every way, will never let such a thing happen. He will cherish Mother Kaushalya and my mother too with the utmost love and respect. You need have no doubt about it. If it reaches my ears that swollen with pride because of his position, Bharata has lost sight of Dharma and has become unrighteous, it will not take me very long to come and kill him. As for Mother Kaushalya, there are thousands like me who are devoted to her and who have her welfare at heart. They will take care of her. She and my mother will be well cared for, have no doubt about that. Please take me with you as your servant. There is no adharma to me seen in your doing so. I will arm myself with the bow, arrows, spade, and a basket. I will go ahead and clear the way for you. I will daily go out into the forest and collect fruits for you. You can relax on the slopes of the mountains with Sita. I will attend to your comforts day and night. Let me come with you. Rama was thrilled with the words of Lakshmana. His eyes were moist when he said, Lakshmana, come with me, go at once and bid farewell to all those who are dear to you. Remember the yajna of Janaka. There Varuna gave two immense bows which were divine, two armors which cannot be broken, and the quivers which are inexhaustible. He gave us swords too, gleaming like the sun and decorated with gems. Go to the dwelling of our Acharya and ask him to give these to you. Come back with them. Lakshmana was so happy that he almost ran all the way to do his brother's bidding. Very soon he came back with the famed bows of Varuna. He laid them all before Rama and said, Here they are. Tell me what else has to be done. Rama said, You are very dear to me, Lakshmana. You will now help me to perform the next act. With you by my side, I wish to give away all my belongings to Brahmins and all the dependents in the palace. Go at once and fetch Suyagnya, the son of our revered Vashishta and his disciples. I want to honor all of them and leave as early as possible for the forest. That's the end of chapter 14, Lakshmana's request. So, do you want to share your thoughts?
I liked how like Lakshmana understood that like Rama wanted him to come because he didn't say his name, and
Yeah,
how Rama knew that he was gonna ask.
yes. Laya?
I was gonna say like pretty much exactly what Surya said.
Yeah, that stood out in this chapter, right?
Yeah.
Mm. But did you wonder no one mentioned about his wife?
Oh yeah, I was thinking like then what's gonna happen to your wife you're married to?
Yeah. What's his wife's name?
Um
Urmila, right?
yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Mm. There's no mention of her till now. So I thought of that.
Wait, in the story she doesn't actually go with him, does she?
No,
That's really sad. She got neglected.
we'll find out. So we'll continue chapter 15 now. In the presence of Dasharatha. Rama had given away all that was once his to the Brahmins, to the attendants and dependents in his palace. Sita and Lakshmana had done the same thing. They now proceeded towards the palace to bid farewell to their father, the king. They were carrying the divine bows in their hands, and the eyes of the people were dazzled by the brilliance of the bows. The citizens of Ayodhya had collected in the streets and on the terraces and even on the rooftops to see the princess and Sita as they went on foot towards the palace. Rama was walking in the streets and there was no umbrella to protect him from the rays of the sun. People were sad, unhappy, and angry at the course of events. Their disappointment was great. They had been waiting to see the prince born on the elephant after the coronation, and instead they saw him walking in the streets like anyone else. It was hard to bear. They spoke among themselves. Look at this prince walking in the street. An entire army made up of elephants, chariots, footmen, and horses should have followed him, but alas, only his brother Lakshmana is walking with him. Our Rama has ever been brought up in luxury, and he has abandoned all the wealth and glory which ought to have been his because of his adherence to Dharma. All these days, Sita, the wife of Rama, has not been even seen by the celestials, and such a delicate princess is now walking in the streets of the city like an ordinary person. This tender princess, who is accustomed to wearing sandal paste on her arms, will now walk in the forest where the sun's rays will scorch her and where the rains will drench her without mercy. The king, who was once the image of Dharma, is now under the sway of a demon and he has lost the power of thinking. Or else, how can one explain his sending his dear son to the forest, even if he is son without any remarkable qualities? A father will not have the heart to banish him. And our Rama is the home of all great and glorious qualities. How could the king have come to such a cruel decision? Rama has never once hurt anyone physically or with his words or desires. On the other hand, he has always been kind and loving towards all men. He is well read and he is righteous. He has conquered his senses and he is ever fickle minded. Because of their injustice to Rama, the world is suffering like a tree which has been uprooted and left to die. Rama is the mother root for this tree called humanity. The people form the leaves, flowers, and fruits of this tree. If we should live, we should go to where Rama goes. Let us follow him to the forest. He gave up everything and let us do the same thing too. Let us desert Ayodhya. Let the city become a forest since we will not be here. Let Kaikeyi rule the country with no people in it. We will make the forest habitat and live with Rama. We cannot live without Rama. Rama heard the words of the people who surrounded him, but he paid no heed to their comments. His face showed no sign of reaction to their talk. He walked without speaking a word, and Sita walked beside him while Lakshmana followed the two. Soon they reached the palace of the king. Rama walked towards the doorway, and there he saw Sumantra, his father's charioteer. Sumantra's face was steeped in sorrow. Rama greeted him with a smile which came natural to him. He knew the feeling of all the people because of his exile. He knew the sorrow in the heart of Sumantra, and yet he was unmoved. He had decided to obey the commands of the king at any cost. To him, following the path of Dharma was the only purpose of in life, and there was no disturbance in his mind, since he knew that he was doing the right thing. The scion of the race of Ikshvaku had come to bid farewell to his father, and he looked at Sumantra, who was at the doorstep of the palace. Rama told him, Sumantra, be good enough to go and announce my arrival to the king. Rama, handsome and serene, stood at the doorway of the palace, awaiting the permission of the king to enter, and with him stood Sita and Lakshmana. Sumantra's heart was breaking, so unhappy was he. With slow and dragging steps, he went to the presence of the king and stood by his side. The king was sighing and he looked like the sun under eclipse. Like fire which was covered with ashes, like a pond without water. Sumantra could guess the pain in the heart of the king and knew that he was only adding to it. He greeted the king in the conventional manner in a very soft voice, which was full of sadness, said, My lord Rama, the valiant son of yours, is waiting at the doorway to see you. After giving away all the wealth to Brahmins and other dependents in the palace, he has come to bid farewell to you, his father and his king. He has taken leave of all those who was dear to him, and now he has come to you. At your command, he is going to the dreaded forest, Dandaka. Please grant him audience. The king, who was ever righteous, who was noble like the ocean, clear and true like the sky, spoke to Sumantra and said, Ask all my wives and others who reside in the palace to be with me. I want to see Rama surrounded by all of them. Sumantra soon brought them all to the presence of the king. Kaushalya came first, and following her came the other wives of the king. Dashatha said, Sumantra, go and bring my son to me. They were there before the king, Rama, Lakshmana, and Sita, led by Sumantra. Rama entered with his palms folded, and the king rose up from his seat. He walked fast towards where Rama was standing, and even before he could reach him, fell down senseless on the ground. The brothers Rama and Lakshmana rushed to his side, and they could see how intense was suffering of their father. Holding him with their arms, they placed him on the couch. Rama waited for him to regain consciousness. He then spoke to the king, who was drowned in sorrow. My lord, you are the lord of the world. and I came to take leave of you. I am leaving for the Dandaka forest, and I beseech you, may your eyes rest lovingly on me and bless me. Lakshmana and Sita went to accompany me. I have tried in vain to prevent them, but they insist on coming with me. Pray grant them permission to do what they wish to do. Please abandon this grief and give us your love and blessings. Dasharatha looked at Rama, whose eyes seemed to be as calm and charming as usual with him. He seemed to be quite unaffected by the change in his fortune. The king said, Rama, I have been deceived by Kaikeyi. My hands are tied by my oath. Because of the boons I granted her once, if you refuse to obey me, ignore me entirely, and ascend the throne, which will make me happy. Rama intervened and said, please do not say so. You must rule the world for many years. I will stay in the forest willingly. I will not allow you to break your word. 9 years and 5 more will I spend in the forest, come back to you and clasp your blessed feet in my hands. The unfortunate king, bound by his promise and goaded by Kaikeyi into this painful situation, spoke to his beloved son, go, my child, and come back covered with glory. May you be blessed in the world. May your fame spread to the three worlds. May you come back to Ayodhya after you fulfill the promise which your father made so rashly. My son, you're the jewel of the Raghu line, and you are the very image of Dharma and truth. I realize that nothing, no one can make you change your mind. I have a small desire, my child. Do not go today. Spend one day, just one single day with me, and that will keep me happy for at least that time. Spend this one night with me and your mother. Stay back, and tomorrow in the morning you can go. Rama, you have taken on a great task just to save me from the sin of speaking an untruth. You're prepared to give up everything and stay in the fearful forest for a long time. I swear to you, my beloved Rama, I'm not pleased at all by this happening. The wife of mine has stolen my, this wife of mine has stolen my freedom. This Kaikeyi who is like the fire covered with ashes, this exile of yours and the crowning of Bharata is entirely against the code of the line of the kings, which I am a descendant. Because of her deceitful nature, I have become involved in this intrigue, and you have agreed to guard my reputation at any cost. My child, you've done what comes naturally to you. I'm not surprised at your decision. Rama was extremely unhappy to see his father's suffering. He said, Father, spending one night, one single night in luxury is not going to solve anything. If I enjoy them all today, who will grant them to me tomorrow when I'm on my way to Dandaka? Please do not waver, but let me go. This land flowing with wealth, with grains, with prosperity has been abandoned by me. Please give it to Bharata. I have decided to leave today and now at this very moment for the forest. My lord, you have granted the boons to Devi Kaikeyi. Please keep your word. I will help you to do so. According to the conditions imposed on my banishment, I will live in the forest for 14 years. I do not desire to rule the kingdom. My only wish is to please you and to obey you. Let Bharata be the lord of the world. Please shed this grief, my lord. It is unbecoming of you. The sea does not get ruffled by the many rivers which flows into it. Even so, you must let these pass you by and leave you untouched. As for me, I do not desire the kingdom, not any comforts, nor even Sita. I have no desire at all for these surroundings, nor even for a while in the heavens. I swear by the truth which is sacred to me that only one thing is dear to me, and that is to save you from the stigma of untruth. I know that it will hurt you, but I will not remain here in the palace or in the city of Ayodhya even for a moment longer. Please understand me and my firm resolve. Mother Kaikeyi told me this morning, Rama, Rama, you must go today for the forest. And I said, I will. I cannot break that promise, I assure you. I will enjoy my wanderings in the forest. Surrounded by the deer and birds with their sweet music, I'll be happy. After the lapse of 14 years, I shall come back to you. Do not give away to sorrow. Give up this distress and wait for my coming. Your grief is making everyone else unhappy too. I have willingly renounced the kingdom. Let Bharata rule the world and let your words come true. I'm not as eager about ruling a kingdom as I am about following the rules set down by the wise. They have taught me that a father is greater than all other gods and he is to be worshipped. I'm only doing what I've been taught as dharma. The forest will offer fruits and roots, and my eyes can feast on the beautiful sight of the mountains and lakes with lotuses floating on them. I will see rare trees and sights which I have never dreamed of in the city. Please set your mind at rest. Do not think I will suffer. The king spoke not a word but embraced his noble son again and again and fell down senseless. Excepting Kaikeyi, who stood apart with a look of utter unconcern on her face, the other wives of the king cried out loudly. Sumantra could not bear the sight and he fainted too. The king then spoke to him and said, Sumantra, let the army go with Rama to the forest, load carts with costly silk and gems and ornaments for his use. Let attendants accompany him. Let those who had been his dependents go with Rama and spend their time with him, serving him. Let hunters armed with bows and arrows accompany my son. Even as he was giving these orders, Kaikeyi spoke for the first time. Her face was red with anger, and standing before the king, she said, What a king you are! How truthful! You're trying to empty the kingdom of all its riches and all its people. You want to leave nothing for my son Bharata except the empty streets. It will be like the dregs remaining in the bottom of a vessel when all the drink has been sucked. I will not allow anything to be sent with Rama when he leaves. Dasharatha turned on her in wrath and said, You are my enemy. Is there no end to the torture you put me through? Let me tell you something. You asked that your son should be crowned as a Yuvaraja. You did not mention these then. I can do as I please with my riches. I will this very moment abandon my kingdom and go with Rama to the forest. You can rule the kingdom with your son. Rama was upset by the acute suffering to which his father was subjected. He spoke in a soft and gentle voice to the king. I have given up all the pleasures of the palace. I have no attachment to anything here. I need no riches, nor any army, nor an entourage to follow me. I have promised to live in the forest like an inmate of the forest, living on fruits and roots as my mother has stipulated. Of what use will all this following be to me there? It is like a man who has given away an elephant and feels attached to the rope, which is used to tie up the elephant. I do not need all this. I need but one thing, and that is an apparel made of tree bark. I also want a spade and a basket. I need nothing other than these. A cry of distress rose like a wave and submerged the entire hall when Rama spoke thus. That's the end of chapter 15. It's very heavy to even read. Thoughts, Surya?
I found it I found it kind of weird why Rama didn't ask for his if his father couldn't like stay away from Rama, why didn't his father just go with him?
Okay.
His brother was gonna become king. And I thought in like the next chapter, Lakshmana would go tell his wife or something.
Yes, me too. Hmm. That part is not being covered in this book. Looks like. I don't know if she'll come in any of the following chapters, possibly. They are talking about each person's reaction and what they're saying, right? Okay. Oh, Laya, what's your thoughts?
I found like the argument kind of interesting.
Mhm.
I don't know. It was just fun to listen to.
With Kaikeyi or
Yeah, with both.
yeah.
And like how the king finally stood up to his wife, even though like it was he was he she was his favorite wife,
Hmm.
and then he finally realizes, and then he's like standing up to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're saying you asked for two boons and you didn't mention all these conditions.
Yeah.
Okay. Shall we say the closing prayer now?
Yep.
Okay. Close your eyes. Let's chant Om 3 times. Om. 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 Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Thank you. Bye.
Good night.